One more time for me.
Kyeate.
Kyeate. Remember that. All right. So what we're gonna do is it's gonna be like a conversation, but I'm gonna be asking you questions. It won't be invasive or anything like that. It's just gonna be chill.
Okay.
I'm gonna be drinking. If you want to drink, drink.
Yeah, I got my little what is this? Cut water, mango margarita.
I got this drink that I did a review on today, the Dunkin' Donuts spiked tea.
Oh, that sounds good. Is it really sweet? Like
This one is mango pineapple. It
okay.
tastes like a mango iced tea with alcohol.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So introduce yourself. Tell everybody who you are, the genre you write in, and anything you want to know before we get started.
Okay, my name is Kyeate. From Nashville, Tennessee. I don't particularly write in a certain genre. I'm a like how most readers say they're a mood reader. I'm a mood writer, so I write literally everything. But paranormal is my baby. Like that's mine right there. And so yeah, it's pretty much. Hey, Britt, that's pretty much. Unless y'all got something else for me. I want to turn this fan on, but let me know if you can hear because I'm hot, and so it's like right by the camera. But I don't know if you could like hear the
a little bit, but don't worry about it. I know how to edit
because I'm burning up.
All right. So you have been writing paranormal. You have Christian romance and urban fiction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what made you do those genres? Because you got urban fiction, paranormal, and Christian romance. Let's start with Christian romance. What made you write Christian romance?
So Christian romance, I just started doing that in February of this year because that was the same day that I kind of like went on my journey with God, and so it was talking to me like write this, no matter how many times I tried to ignore it, and so that's where that came in. That's why it's fairly new. Like I only have one book under that, but I have the second one coming out November the 9th under Christian fiction.
How's that been for you?
Well, the first one was a bestseller and it did good. I kind of got like mixed reviews with it because, of course, it was my first time trying my hand at it. And I was told it was too preachy or whatever. So I don't know.
Damn.
But, with that, as long as they received the message that was in there, it didn't bother me. I've learned to have thick skin in this industry, so it didn't bother me. So, yeah.
So paranormal. Why is that your baby? And what made you just go and dive head first into the craziness? I might add, because this last book, girl.
Well, when I started, I did start with urban fiction. But when I got into the industry, I signed with Miss Lady P. That was my first publisher. And so I didn't even know anything much about paranormal. I just was sticking to the urban fiction stuff. And then I'm like, I guess you say like I'm not scared of ghosts. I welcome them. And so when I wrote Tricks, I don't know, it was like I had a good time writing it and I didn't even know it was going to be received as the way that it did. And part 2 of that book, I literally dropped like 2 years later because people was begging me like, we need a part 2. And I'm like, it was over. It was at the end. And so I had to come up with another way to bring him back. And I guess it's more so the creativity that I can produce with it. Like it's no rules. To me, it's no rules when it comes to writing with ghosts and because I can create what I want to create. And so it's just fun. I like it.
So with paranormal, because you're talking to somebody who's a hoodoo practitioner, so that's my bread and butter. So with paranormal, what messages of love that you want to put in your messages when you're writing the books when it comes to these Black women and these Black men or Black paranormal things, people, individuals? What was the message that you were trying to convey in that?
Like with me personally, my oldest daughter father, he was murdered when she was 4 years old. And so that's how I even got started into writing. And with ghosts and visits and different things like that, it was just like one of those, it's hard to let go of a person. And so you're willing to kind of like accept anything that comes, like any type of dreams or visits and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's, I don't want to say that I tend to have a lot of, I only have two people that I've been really close to that have passed away. And so I welcome that. And that's just like my connection with them, especially when I always write about ghosts. So when I wrote like The Witches, and this was my first vampire write, that was just me trying my hand at those as well. But I'm a ghost girly.
I love that. Now, I have never really been into ghost romance because they always come off corny to me because it just doesn't mesh right. But you crazy. So I like that about you. You kind of on my level of crazy. So we here. You know what I'm saying? So you have written this last one, endless. What is it? Redemption.
Possession. Endless possession.
He was definitely talking about that's his possession. Yep, yep.
He was great.
How did you get into the mind frame of writing that? Because at first I thought he was a ghost.
And that's where you probably picked up. That's where I was starting. When I first like wrote that outline, he was going to be a ghost. Actually, I had posted another cover called Curse of the Crimson Veil. That was my initial release that I was supposed to drop for October. And that was supposed to be a ghost story as well. But this one, I seen the cover for it and I was like, immediately the storyline popped up in my head. And so still I was going to make him a ghost. And then I was like, I want to try my hand at vampire. And so my oldest daughter, she's what's some shows? What vampire shows,
Vampire
all that type of
Diaries.
stuff. And so she was telling, I was like, hey, what do I need to watch to kind of get me into this or whatever? And I think I watched like 3 episodes of I don't know which one it was. Either way, I just only watched 3 episodes of it to try to get a feel of like how they act and different things like that. And I just tried my hand at it. I don't know.
Now, with paranormal, that's like, even though it's fiction, I always say it's a lot of realism in it.
Mm-hmm.
So, how do you get your mindset on, I'm writing these fictional characters, but I'm going to throw a little sprinkle or razzle dazzle of realism in it?
Sometimes with the female characters, I try to put myself in that position to be like them almost. But I try not to go too far fetched off the deep end, even though it's like I said, no rules for me when it comes to that. But I always try to convey some type of message that someone can at least relate to. Like in Endless Possession, if you picked up, she was just so lonely. And to the point, it was like, he even was like, I'm wondering has she ever contemplated suicide? Because it's just to the point, like she ready for me to turn her just like that. So it's just like, that one is just like being lonely and dealing with mental health and just alone, no parents, no family, and different things in that type of situation.
Do you think that writing these female characters in their vulnerable situations that they're in, and it's because it was a few books that I've read from you that it was like the female characters was really vulnerable and shit was just so much trauma, so much bullshit was going on in their lives, and it wasn't exactly they were looking for someone, but they had enough.
Yeah.
So how is it writing stuff like that? Because that's some real ass shit. Even if it's paranormal, it's some real ass shit because a lot of people out in the world are like that.
And me personally, I kind of have a lot of traumas as well. And so like writing is my escape. And so therefore I try to create some type of a little piece of me, just a little piece in most of my female characters. And so like some of my earlier books, like I touch on alcoholism and just a lot of mental health, rape, just different situations or whatever. So I don't try to make them weak, but I try to make it not triggering to some folks. But some people like, this ain't real. Like, it may not be real to you, but it's happened to somebody before. So
I think with a lot of people, they are so fixated on the escapism of it all. They don't see the bigger picture. And I know people say, I don't want to see a bigger picture. And when I'm reading books, I just want to read the damn book. Yeah. But, you know, my own personal opinion, where are you really getting out of it if you don't see the bigger picture?
Yeah.
So you as an author, how do you make sure that you do not cross the line that may be too triggering, but still get your message across?
I just really honestly now I just started including trigger warnings in stories because like, hey, if you read the trigger warning, it's up to you if you continue to move forward because I want to tell the story, but I don't want to water it down. I've been told that I'm an emotional reader, like most readers, like, oh, you made me cry, or you made me feel this way, and so I don't want to take that from them as well. So read your trigger warnings.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of my earlier books don't have trigger warnings because I never knew, I'm a person, I can read anything and it doesn't bother me. And so I try to learn as I go. And so now I try to include, even if it's a easygoing book, I try to put a trigger warning in it so you kind of know what you're getting into.
So what is it like writing urban fiction then? When you're writing paranormal, you're writing Christian romance. What is it like writing urban fiction, and what is the mindset of that so you don't cross any boxes that is a stereotype?
Oh, I haven't wrote an urban fiction in a long time.
You haven't.
I haven't because I just kind of, I told you, I kind of like wherever I'm at, I had quit. Like, I had got to the point, no, seriously, I had got to the point where I was content with not releasing anything else. And so I had went through that phase where I kind of had lost my passion for writing. And so when I would do like my holiday books, because everybody loved my holiday books, so I would try to at least do the holiday books. Or like you said, I started with my Christian fiction. So I just start like Divided by Three. That was my first entry back into coming back after like a 6-month hiatus. Like I really had honestly stopped writing. So I haven't wrote an urban fiction in a long time. But when I used to write them like all the time, you just try to think of the messiest stuff that would occur, especially when I wrote Easy. Unsteady Love. Yeah, that was a...
You dive back into urban fiction with a threesome. A pop. What made you go that hard? What made you say, you know what? I'm going ahead and give him two. I'm giving two niggas, and that's what it's gonna be.
Because during my hiatus, I had kind of went down that, was reading a lot of dark romances and different things like that. And so I wanted to try, but I wanted this to be completely off. Mine was 2 brothers and a cousin with a girl. And so a lot of people didn't like that. Some loved it. But hey, it did good for me.
Girl, I was like,
Like my mind, seriously, when I get into it, sometimes I ask myself, like, girl, what you be thinking of? Like, I'm truly not that type of person.
that you know what? Y'all authors be telling me. Y'all be some of the sweetest and not off the wall people, but y'all write some crazy ass motherfuckers. Because some of these men, hell, some of these women, they need somebody couch or pet sale. You know what I'm saying? But you also, how do you get in the mind frame to move around genres?
It's really nothing to it. I just sit down and outline my story, and then it depends. Like if it's something I haven't done before, I try to research it because I don't want to just like jump in. So I try to research it, get my mind soaked up of just that. Like for instance, when I did Endless Possession, I was trying to watch vampire stuff. Or when I did Castleton Sisters, I was watching Charmed. So I try to get like in that mindset or whatever, and then I block out, because when I start writing a book, I don't read, I don't write. I just lock in until I finish writing that book. So.
So, what is the one thing that you have not accomplished yet in your writing that you are itching to get to, but you just haven't got there yet? And when you started writing from the beginning and you're writing now, how has it upgraded?
So the first part, honestly, one of my goals is to get into a movie script and try to get something put in film. Even if it's Tubi, hey, get me on there some type of way. But Tubi popping, don't make that face. Tubi's popping. But that's one of my goals, is to get one of my books turned into a film. And when I started, girl, I didn't know nothing. I started off as a reader, honestly. I've always been a little girl to go to a lot. First, when I started, I knew nothing of Kindle, none of that. I would go to the library and check out bags of books and just read and read and read. And my cousin, I had the apartments that I lived in at the time, I had typed up a book and it was floating around the apartments. Like everybody was just sharing. And it was like, girl, you need to write a book. And I'm like, I don't write no book. And so when I started, like I said, I knew nothing. When I signed with Miss Lady P, I learned a whole, like she literally taught me a lot to the point that I could survive indie on my own. And so I'm still an indie author, but I signed to her new company as well. So Divided by Three is under her new company. But I learned so much from her. And the first review I ever got stated that this is terrible. She won't even be able to pay a cell phone bill with this.
I know you fucking lying.
I wish I was. I wish I still had that screenshot. But so from then into now, I have several bestsellers. I have charted. I have accomplished so much. I'm at the end of this year, I will be at 50 books total on my catalog. So, and trust me, I can stay at home if I want to, because I have enough books on my catalog that pays the bills. And so, like, that's a huge, like, I ain't rich, but I'm okay. And so,
wait. Let me interpret this for y'all. She said, y'all bitches need to lay off of her because that's money. Leave her the fuck alone. There you go.
And so that was very humbling. The first review, I was like, wow, like, dang. But I took it because I didn't know. Like I said, I didn't know nothing. I didn't have no editor. I self-published on Amazon. I uploaded that book because I thought it was up to par. And so once I got into a company and then I re-released that book and I had my editor like go through it, and she was like, oh my God, it was so messed up, like mistakes and all that type of stuff. But I put the book back out, and that's one of the books that it's a domestic violence book. It's called 5 Miles to Empty. And so I'm doing okay. I would love to be doing better to where I can literally just be a full-time writer, but hey.
You never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
That's another goal too.
Just spoken into existence.
Yeah, add that on to the Tubi movie to where I can just be a full-time. You gonna stop looking like it when I say Tubi girl.
So where would you want to be at? Because you're saying that you want a movie. You want a movie. Well, I got a indie film company for you. Actually, she's in here. Her name is Gunshy. They own Rowdy's Gunshy film productions, and they're doing indie movies for indie authors, Black and BIPOC. So, just saying, there you go. Tubi with YouTube, whatever you want to do.
I will look into that. I just feel like as well, like even though I have my spurts where my name rings, and then there's people still that has never heard of me or never read a book by me. And so I think another one of my goals is to just be one of them. Like, I've been writing since 2017. I wouldn't call myself an OG technically, but I kind of want that status or whatever. But I don't drop consistently enough like I used to. I had to, like, when I first started, I would drop a book a month because I had to get my name out there. But that took a huge toll on me, like mentally and stuff like that. So I was like, I had quit. Because it got to the point where like it was becoming like, oh, I gotta put this book out because I gotta do this. And it was feeling more so like a job than sitting down and just like enjoying actually writing the book, the whole process and stuff. And so
how does an author that is an indie, especially an indie author, how does an indie author find self-care for herself or himself without quitting? How do you do that?
With me, like I didn't have to quit, but I felt that's what I needed to do to get my heart back into it. Because even if you take a break, people forget about you. Like, seriously. So if I don't know if people that do follow me, I promote books, all my older books, especially when I'm not writing anything, because like I said, someone has never read a book by me. They never heard of me. And here I am just promoting all the time or whatever. So like, it's a break is needed, but like I said, I work a 9 to 5 as well. And so it just gets tiring. Like you go to work and then you come home and then you sitting up here writing until you fall asleep. And then I have 3 kids on top of that. And then they go to work and it could be a lot. And so you have to take that time out. And like, I think like with full-time authors, they writing all, where they have a schedule basically or whatever. And so it'll take some getting used to get like on the schedule, because I'm gonna want to sleep the first half of the day and then I get up and want to do this and all that type of stuff. But it's a mental thing as well. But I suffer with depression and anxiety and all that stuff, so I have to take much needed deeper breaks than just
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how important is your readers to you, and what does it do to you when you have your OG readers and newer readers that are just so ecstatic about your books?
It makes me feel really good. I have people who have been supporting me since the bad review. Like literally was reading my short stories and still support me to this day. Anytime I see like the Booktalk reviews and all this stuff, like I'm like, oh, I done made it to Booktalk. Like it's exciting because I feel like it's a little like once you get the Booktalk, that's a little accomplishment as well. Because my page has been shadow banned for like a long time, and so I'm just now starting to get like that traction back. Because I was on here like during COVID, and so then it just kind of started dwindling down or whatever. But I love all the reviews. I love the inboxes. I love people that I have never met before that we talk on a daily. They support me more than your local or your family supporters and stuff like that. I love my readers, even the ones that don't like me, which I don't know. Well, if somebody don't like me, I don't know nothing about it, but I don't frankly care anyway. But I love them too.
Now, you say you have tough skin because of this being in the indie world. Why is it important to have tough skin?
Because you will fall that I learned early on that was a key part in when I would have my depressive states, because I'm a type of person that I do read most of my reviews, which I kind of learned not to. I still read them sometime, like when I first dropped, just to read them or whatever. And then after that, I don't go back and check them no more. So the reviews can be very humbling. Then you have just people say they want this, you write that, then it's just, oh my God, the list for this industry can a mess and stuff that happens on a daily. I have got to the point where I just try to stay to myself. I've had the same 4 friends since I started in this industry, never fell out with, never been crossed, because in this industry, obviously, people, they switch out on you and all this other type of stuff. And thick skin is one of it. Like, I cannot sit up here and cry about a 2-star review if they didn't leave an actual review. They just got 2 stars. I'm not going to get mad about that, because my prose is better than all the cons or whatever. But I think if you actually sit and let it just simmer everything, you will drive yourself crazy. And I don't have, especially with people I don't know, like personally, like I'm not finna let nobody drive me off the deep end. And so you just gotta keep moving.
So when you are being that you are an indie author, how is it being indie in the literary world? Because I know a lot of times y'all get shortchanged when it comes to compared to traditionally published books. Y'all get shortchanged in marketing. Y'all get shortchanged in being seen. So how is it for you as an indie author, and how important is places like Booktalk, Bookstagram, and Booktube and Facebook groups?
Well, for me, I have seen an increase with readers for me within the last like 2 years. It was slow at some point. So like with being indie, it's cool because you kind of can drop when you want to drop. You don't have to get this 65K book done within this time frame and just different stuff like that. The only downside I had with indie is I became lazy. Like I drop this when I get ready. Even though I'm with a company now, when I first, like I said, I had quit. But when she opened up her new company and I signed back, that pushed me back to 2018 Kyeate. Like when I was dropped, like I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was being back with the lady I started with or being back under like certain family members or you have that support, because I do good indie, but I did better when I dropped Divided by Three under the company or whatever.
Mhm.
But it's kind of like if I had to choose, I still love, because I'm still indie, so I'm still gonna do my indie thing.
Mhm.
But you know, it feels good to be under a family tree as well at times.
Mm. So it's like coming in full circle and getting that motivation that you felt you lost
Yeah,
back.
and I definitely like need that because it like I wrote that book in like 2 weeks. Like it pushed me to like, oh my God, yes. Like I don't know, it's just like you said, full circle. Like this is who I started with, and then this who I'm with now. And so it's just like full circle moment. Like I love Miss Lady P. That's my dog.
Now, do you feel like um, when you took that break, you said you were on a journey getting closer to God, and you have now got your motivation back. What is the goal now? Besides movies and everything else, what's the goal now?
To keep writing. I do want to continue writing because I still have a bunch of more stories to tell. I want to tap more into Christian fiction. I'm kind of like, not, I wouldn't say being on the fence, but I kind of like got to make all my rounds. So like right now I'm finna do a Christian fiction, then I'll stop back and do I got my holiday Christmas book coming up, the top of the year. It's gonna be something dark. And so it's just like I gotta make my rounds. But I do know that I've been motivated to keep going instead of stopping, because I had literally was like, people thought I was crazy. Like, girl, what? You could take a break, but I was like, no, I'm done. Like, I'm content. If I never drop a book again, I was done. And I was dead set on that. But
Damn. So how when you're writing, how important is it to tell a black female story and do it well?
I can only tell the black woman story from my perspective or people that I know. So I try to do it justice. I don't try to write like weak females, but at times we have been, I ain't gonna say we, at times I have been weak. I
Okay,
have
yeah.
been that one on the weak end of the spectrum. I ain't always been strong or zero tolerance to BS or, you know. And so I try to be as realistic as I can, but still give like that entertaining aspect in there. But so I can't help it if you can't relate to who I create.
How is it trying? Because you hear a lot of times I'm trying to please my readers, but they just up against me, the reviews, blah blah blah. How is it for you to mentally say, you know what, you're either gonna like it or you're not?
It's easy now. It used to be, I used to try, like when I try, I don't go in Facebook groups a lot, but when I do pop in or I see something, I kind of take note of what readers want.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I would try to write something like, hey, they want this. And then if I write and it don't do good, I'm like, well, I ain't finna write that shit. I should have stuck to what I was going to do in the first place, And so at this point, I don't try to write to, like, one thing I can say about my readers is they read anything I drop. And so it's just like when the holidays come, that what you got Halloween and Christmas this year, we know you come. And I'm like, even if I'm like, nah, I ain't coming, I do it anyway because I know they expected me to drop. So I try to please all of them. And so them the main reasons. Like if I ain't gonna drop nothing, I'm gonna drop a Halloween and a Christmas book. And those are the two you will get from me if I don't drop nothing else the rest of the year.
I'm gonna need you to keep on with Divided by Three. I'm gonna need you to
I got something coming up.
keep it moving.
I told you I got something dark up in there somewhere. I got something. We coming with some.
See, look, not too dark, okay?
I like dark. I
Oh,
like very dark. But I don't think I would probably write as dark as I like to read sometimes. And so
I'm scared to even ask. I am scared.
I told you I don't need trigger warnings. I read just about anything.
Lord, look. I'm hard in real life, but when it comes to my reading, I can't even fuck with y'all dark romance motherfuckers.
I love me some dark romance. And that's so crazy. I just got into it like towards the end of last year. I was like, where have this been? Why I ain't never heard nothing about dark romance?
I can read horror, which is crazy. I can read horror, but when it comes to dark romance,
I love me some dark romance. And you know what? I don't think I've ever read horror. I feel like that may be something that it may take me some adjusting to get into for some reason.
I love horror. Now, give me a good zombie, psychological thriller. Yeah, it's just something about dark romance. Yeah, because it's just something about it that it just don't fit me. I'm taking baby steps into it. I'm taking baby steps, but then y'all get to talking about these crazy ass books y'all be reading. I be like,
I went on dark romance side of Booktalk. I was like, okay, read this, read that, read this, screenshot. You should see my dark romance shelf.
That's crazy. Wow. Now, when are you going to be out in the world doing like book signings or virtual book signings or any of that stuff?
Hopefully I get back out this year, 2025. The last event I attended was the Literary Dream Awards. Not the last one, but the one before, because the Caston Sisters, my book was nominated for Best Paranormal, so I went that year. And so it just depends on how my year end off or how I take off because the last event I just like now Atlanta Kickback, I think that's coming back. But I always do good. I always go to, because it's closer to me, so I always go to like the Atlanta Kickback. So if they come back, I probably would go to that. I'm trying to pop out sometime this year because I have a lot of new readers. I have a lot of books that now people are like, hey, I need this. And so I'm probably going to pop out this year.
I'm going ahead and shoot my shot. I'm going to need you to come to the Boozy Book Tour.
Where's that going to be?
Next year it's going to be Raleigh. It's going to be Chicago, and it's going to be Virginia, Arlington, Virginia, and then it's going to be Las Vegas.
Okay. I have to make some plannings and see how that rolls. I'm in Nashville, so.
Well, Raleigh.
Yeah. I've never been. Ain't that North Carolina?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I might. I'm up there.
Because it's going to be a fantasy, paranormal, comic book, romance thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I got some. My pop out, I'm bringing back Percival and Sadie for 2025. So that'll be probably the first release of 2025.
I mean, the way you left it off, ma'am, because I feel like there's most of this story in this whole new world.
It is. Because Sadie got to get adjusted to this life. And so she's coming back and something else might come back. And of course, Percival will be there. Oh, I can't wait to do the cover reveal for that. That cover is beautiful.
Oh my God. And it's 2025.
I mean, girl, look, Christmas starts Friday, so look.
Okay, look, I am a reader that'll be like, I know you just came out with it, but can you drop the second one like tomorrow? That's the type of reader I am.
Girl, it'll probably be January or February because we have a project coming out in February, so it might be January. So because it'll be an indie, that'll be under me, and so yeah. But it's there.
Okay. I guess I can be patient. I'm not, but okay. Because I might hit you up. Did you think about dropping it early?
Well, I do now. I am one of those. I do drop. I might give y'all a release date. Like Endless Possession was supposed to have been dropped way later than when I dropped it. But somebody had hopped in my inbox and was like, so I was like, I don't know, I might drop it because it's done. I'm just sitting on it. And so I ended up dropping it like the next day.
And look, she's like, it was done. I'm just saying, what the hell? What the fuck? Y'all are wild.
Because I always drop and my paranormal's on October 20th because that's my deceased baby dad's birthday. And so since he got me into this, I always like try to pay homage by doing it on his birthday. And so I did it early this year. So.
Well, I appreciate that, but you know, if you want to drop it in 2024, I have no problem.
Oh, I ain't writing nothing. I'm on a break. That's what I finished all of my books in the October and sent them all off to my editor for my November and December because I like to enjoy my holidays and I don't want to work. And so I'm done for this year. And it's gonna be book 50. So it will be sometime in January.
Okay.
And then I gotta take my time with this one too because this is gonna be more. I mean, I take my time, but I gotta do like extra because, like I said, Sadie's getting adjusted to being a vampire, and it's gonna be some stuff and some mess, and some folks gonna try to bother them. So yeah, I gotta.
Not personal. Not them gold ass fangs. Not personal. Please.
It's gonna be some folks try to come back and mess with both of them.
You took me out when he came through the door, and she was like, he had gold fangs. I said, gold fangs.
Listen,
black suit.
My son had walked in here with a red Nike Tech jacket. You see how random my mind. I was like, okay, Percy. He finna come in here with his Nike Tech suit on. I'm finna change him up to modern times, get him out this dang on top hat.
I saw that. I said, "Wait a minute! Now this man was dressing like he was in the motherfucking 1920s or something."
Yeah.
And then he coming through looking real.
Well, he had to adjust and make the other dude think he was, in modern times, recent times, and so.
And the gold things had took me out. I was like, I even highlighted that shit. I was like, dang. So, you said that there might be some more, well, you did say there's going to be a part 2 divided by 3.
Mm-hmm.
Is it going to be more in depth with the motorcycle club?
I probably will. I don't know how I'm going to do that just yet. It will, like all the books that I've been writing lately all take place in Darlington Cove, which is where they're from. And so, I don't know yet. Okay. I don't know if I want to do I haven't really thought much on that one, so I don't know what I want to do. Because hell, they done had the baby and still one big happy family, so what else can happen? I don't know.
I mean, it could be some new characters.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, or we can stick with the poly because I'm off. Ain't no fun if the homies can't have none type deal. I mean, I'm just saying.
I don't know. I do love the Red Reapers. I think people wanted more of them as well, and so I might pop out with a new set of people from the Red Reapers. I don't know.
I am peoples. Yes. Yes, I do. So with all of this, what is your advice for anybody that's coming into indie? What is your advice to anybody who's coming into paranormal? What is your advice to them?
With indie, I would say, especially like first time authors, research, take your time. No, I wouldn't say because if you coming in, you really don't know your lane just yet. But once you find that lane, stick to it. It's okay to try things, but if it doesn't work for you, you can always go back to what you started with. And don't let nobody else dictate what you got going on when it comes to your writing process, what you putting out. Because I think a lot of the times, like I said, with bad reviews or a lot of the drama that goes on in the book groups, it kind of, some readers get offended and they don't want to, not readers, some writers get offended and they shy away from writing. No, continue to do what you got to do. Because somebody gonna like you, somebody's gonna support you from day one, and so just stay true to yourself and not like falling in with the masses. And then be careful with who you interact with, because it's a lot of friendly faces, but you got a lot of friendly faces that like to hop on to those who may be doing better, and then y'all fall out and some stuff. This writing industry can be very messy at times, and so it's just best to either stay to yourself or find you some genuine friends. What was the second question?
What is your advice for someone who's going into paranormal?
Oh,
No.
and I'm trying to think, because didn't nobody give me no advice when I went into I just wrote blindly a ghost story. I didn't just try to research what type of paranormal you want to jump into, I guess, because I guess some of them will have rules like shape-shifting or wolves or things like that, and so try to research that. And when I say research, that don't mean go read somebody's book and then rewrite it. Like, research the rules of it. Or like, for instance, with Percy, he was a vampire witch, and my daughter told me that was a hybrid. And I went on the website and was like, what is this? And I got a name for it, and that was it. So yeah, just like research, try to get your terminology and different things and rules, and because some do have rules. And then yeah, somebody said watch horror movies, watch all that, because it helps. Don't steal it, just watch it, and research it and different things like that. That's with any genre though, not just necessarily paranormal. But
so what would be your advice for someone who wants to get into Christian fiction writing? Why are you?
Because you keep putting me on the spot. No, I'm just playing. So honestly, with me, when I started my journey, I did read some other Christian fiction books, because I never wrote Christian fiction, and I didn't know the rules. Like, well, could I write a real story and then incorporate, like, was it just full of Bible talk? Or it was like, so with me, like, I wrote a very good story that had like a urban fiction plot, like mess and drama, but I still incorporated the Bible into it, and like scriptures and different things like that. And obviously I maybe had like 2 or 3 people say it was too preachy, but a lot of people got the message from it or whatever. So I try to make sure the message goes with the storyline as well. And that's the same thing with the conference that's coming out on November 9th. So it's the same thing. It's just like I try not to make this one too preachy, but I still try to. I still try to incorporate. You still get a good plot storyline, and then you just put because that's why I was like, so. And so the books that I was reading, it kind of was like, some of them books I was like, wait a minute, this Christian fiction? There's some good Christian fiction books out there, and you still get the drama and the mess, but it's got a message in it, a biblical message. And so I was like, oh, I could do this. And like I said, I was not going to do it, but he was loud. It was in my dreams. It was like, put this out. And I was like, okay. And yes, sir. And I did it, and it did good. And so if I have people actually anticipating the conference, and I was nervous because I was like, okay, y'all. Because some people like, I don't read Christian fiction. I'm like, okay. But I do have people that do read Christian fiction and is looking forward to it. So I'm a buffet writer. That's what I call myself. Whatever you looking for, I got it. You want some urban fiction? I got it. You want some paranormal? I definitely got it. You want some little romance? I got that too. I got anything. I got it all, baby. I got it all.
Do you feel like, as a woman in the literary world, the rules are different for you?
Like,
as far as, okay, I'm a woman, and when I write something, it's from a woman's perspective, but compared to if I was a man and I was writing from a woman's perspective as a man, do you think is be well taken more so from a woman than from a man? Or do you think being in paranormal, who kind of they have paranormal has really been like, I guess you can say male dominated, I guess, whatever. And do you take it as the rules are different for you as a female author?
And you know, I never. That's my first time hearing it about paranormal. Like, I don't look at stuff like that. Like, I never knew that it was just like mainly or majority males that wrote that. Like, so
It's
I never.
just that the women are more louder. That's all.
I don't even look at stuff like that. I do know, which I don't have no problem saying that a lot of male writers are slept on,
That is true.
and so
They slept on because they. I was about to say something. I would just say they slept on because they asses don't like to market themselves, and they get set in their egos and think that once they put out the book, it's gonna automatically, do well. But I've interviewed so many male authors, and they'll say, "Yeah, I don't fuck with. I be on Twitter. I be on Facebook. I ain't with this TikTok shit. I ain't with Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I got
that's
my
your brain. Why you not into that?
But that's the mentality. They have such egos, and don't let it be one of these young light skinned whippersnappers. They asses be like, oh, I look good, so I know my book gonna sell. See, but that's the thing. Yeah. They don't want to market. That's why I asked you the question. Is the rules different for females and writers? Because I see that female writers, especially Black female writers, they literally push. You cannot go an inch without seeing their books or somebody's books. Yes. When it comes to male authors, it's a difference. They be like, I had one little video and there you go. Now go buy my book.
I don't know. Well, then, when you break it down like that, I just don't understand why would a male do that? Like.
But it be our males. It don't be nobody else. It be our males.
Yeah, if it's anything with your name attached to it, baby, I will be promoted until you block me. Until you get tired of seeing me. Sometimes I be thinking I'm posting too much. But no. You gotta promote yourself. I feel like now I can say I don't think I've read too many male author books. And I think I've wrote from a male's point of view, like the main character, male's point of view, and definitely not a man. So I don't know. I just haven't. Yeah.
Just saying.
Male author books. I did download this one guy's book on my Kindle, and I seen his TikTok, and he be promoting his I can't even remember the guy's name. And I think it was it was BDSM or something like that.
You talking about W.S. Greer?
Yeah.
He promotes himself widely. I literally see him promote stuff because I love his book Kingdom.
That's the one I downloaded too.
And I like the other one, Interview with a Sadist. But he promotes his stuff, and he also have a team. You know what I'm saying? He's not a traditionally published author, but he takes advantage of the fact that he does have women who enjoy his books. So he has a team of women who are pushing his books when he can. The other males that I've spoken with, they're just like, I look good, so shit. Or I'm an old school nigga, so I don't be with all that.
Yeah, they better
and that's what I'm saying. It be our people, because I can go up and down my timeline and find a lot of white, Asian authors that are males that are really pushing their books constantly.
All right.
Constantly, or they hired indie PR, marketing, anything to help them. Whereas when it comes to our people, it's just like our males, it's just like, and then when we put the call out, where are the male books? Here we go, Zane.
Right.
Everybody done read Zane. I love Zane, but everybody done read Zane.
Zane's a guy?
No, this one.
Oh, I was going to say, wait.
everybody read Zane. Everybody read Eric Jerome Dickey. Everybody has read those books.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They'll hit you with Zane, Eric Jerome Dickey, Sister Soldier, blah 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 blah, but no males except for Eric Jerome Dickey, and he's not here anymore, and he does not write books anymore. We just have his old books. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know.
I do know Cartier. He promotes his stuff all the time on mostly all social medias. Cartier Julian. I think he signed with K Renee now, but he been in the industry for a little minute too. So that's what happened.
I was just saying he just got back to promoting his business. He signed with K Renee because for a while there we didn't see nothing from him. Mm-hmm. But the thing about it is he promoting.
Yeah.
Where everybody else? I've seen a lot of people try to ask where are the male authors. No reply. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to find them. So with that being said, where can we get your books, like a website? Because we don't like buying from Amazon, but if we have to, we will.
And I have to get my website back up because that's it right for right now. I did have a website and then I let it go once I started getting into my mood. Mm-hmm. And so like I'm kind of like, I wouldn't say rebranding, but basically this is kind of like I just popped back out, and so I got to get all my stuff back together because I do want to do some paperbacks on Endless Possession, and I got to get all the cover. I love the cover. That was my baby. Shout out to Wani Wani. She did that cover. Well, she Wani Wani on Facebook, but it's a Kyeate cover. Mm. She has an Instagram, but she do mainly all my covers because she do mainly all my covers. Unless I do some of my covers, but she do mainly majority of them.
Do you are you thinking about doing a gilded cover for like the foil cover and spray edges for it? Because
that book ain't thick enough to do no sprayed edges.
It don't matter. It's pretty as hell, and it needs to be glossy and all that stuff.
That pamphlet is not thick enough to put no spray.
I don't care. I bet. I don't care. I want it.
But when I do because like I said, I'm going to do a cover reveal for the part 2 because I want to do them together because, oh my gosh, the part 2 cover is so beautiful.
I can't wait to see it in December.
Y'all want to see it now? If y'all on here, y'all can see it now. If not, then let's see here. I don't know how to do this. I thought I had my iPad, but I'm on the iPad. Let's see.
Oh, that is so pretty.
Endless Possession, Forever Mine.
Oh, my goodness.
So,
it's pretty.
That'll be part 2. Because, Percival love his music.
That is so... You know what, Percival, when he had Music Soul Child, I said, wait a goddamn minute. That don't sound like Mozart. This nigga dressed like...
He done been here through some time, so he done got just some of his little favorite songs.
I was like, now hold up. They ain't had that back then.
And then got mad when Sadie was laughing.
I would have laughed too. Like, B, oh so fucking for real. My God, you are walking around with a top hat and a goddamn tuxedo.
She like, what's funny? She like, you playing Sweet Lady.
Get the fuck out of here. I love the book. I love the Vibe by 3. That was good. It was another one you did. I can't think of the name of it. I think I did a review about it a long time ago. What was it?
I know you did one on Fire and Desire. The funeral.
Oh, the crazy nigga. The crazy.
He was crazy as hell. Both of them was crazy.
Both of their asses. That was Bonnie and Clyde for real.
Yes. That was my first book bay that I ever created that people actually was like, oh, this fool is crazy. That was my first book bay ever.
That was bay. That was that man was nuts, and she was with the shits with him. I
Mm-hmm.
love that book. See, that's why I need you to pop out talking about these books.
Yeah, and then a lot of those have new covers to them because I dropped it Fire and Desire in 2018.
Damn.
Like, so when I left Miss Lady P, she gave me back all the rights to all my books, and so like a lot of those have updated covers or the date. Like I had to put them back on Amazon, and so the date's different. But a lot of those books I dropped in 2018.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, you been writing for a long ass time.
Yep. And I'll just keep pushing because, like I said, to this day, it's still somebody who never heard of me. And so
That's crazy.
I continue to promote all my old work and just keep going.
Damn. So I guess we have to go to design, people. You know how I feel about design. But we have to go to design and get her books. We have to support her. We have to, because I would love to see you as a full-time author. I always say, after my interview with Kenya Wright and hearing her story and how she is a nomad author, her, Tiffany Patterson, and Theodore Taylor, they are nomad authors, or they're at home and they make six figures. I want that for all of y'all.
Oh, dude, man.
And they're all indie authors. They're not traditional. They ain't under nobody. They're all indie authors. They work for themselves.
That's the life. I wish I could. So I'm gonna manifest that, write that in my journal because I've hit most of the minor goals with the bestsellers or this and that or this page is read, but that'll be a good to be able to be full time and get like literally live off that check and that's it.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
So what is your goal for what is your dream for the indie world? What is your dream that you want to see happen that you have not seen happen when it came to indie authors, indie literature, indie period? What is your dream that you want to happen and you wish to manifest?
I would love for all the indie authors to be able to, I'm not gonna say a name, but the other day I had to tell an author that's indie that she was big. Like, don't downsize yourself for nobody, you know? And so, like, my dream is for all of us to get recognized. Like, somebody's reading it. If it's not where you want it to be, you just got to continue to promote yourself. Somebody's going to pick your book up. Somebody's going to enjoy it. And so just keep going. I want everybody to be able to get that orange banner, get at least one decent check, whatever it is to make you feel good for you to keep going. Because I know sometimes it probably can be depressing because your page is not getting the traction that you wanted to get, or you didn't chart well and different things like that. You got to keep going, because if you stop, then nobody's gonna be able to know who you are. So I would just want that, and I would love for everybody to get along, even though I know that's not going to happen in this day and age. But if everybody, it's enough money out here for everybody. It ain't about stealing readers. It's like it's so many readers out here, and a lot of them we can satisfy everybody. We like drug dealers, and oops, I'm sorry, I don't know if I can say that on TikTok, but if we got the product, so just keep going. Just like don't give up. I hope everybody can achieve that, and just you are somebody. I want all of us to feel like we that one. I ain't gonna cuss, but that one.
I'll do all the cussing for you.
This is my first live ever on TikTok, so I don't know what the rules.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Oh, I cuss and I drink. So, I've kind of been mild since I've been on here with you. But usually the mouth is reckless and I say what I say.
I like that because you being you, and that's what you got to do. People be trying to sugarcoat and be all this and that. Y'all won't. You either like me or you don't. Oh well.
I feel like in the world of book talk, black book talk, the indie world, the best place to be is authentically yourself. I drink, I smoke. I can't smoke on here no more because they They be on my ass.
Yeah.
But you know, I talk my shit, you know what I'm saying? But the whole point is to support indie authors. Um so all I can say is, you know, even with authors, be authentically yourself. If you can't be authentically yourself, people are gonna see it. You know what I'm saying? You can't be one way and then be another way. You just authentically be yourself. And I ain't gonna never change with my smoking and my drinking
Right.
and asking these questions. I might even come on here one day, be fucked up, but I'm gonna ask these damn questions because it need to be happening. So I appreciate y'all, you know, just being able to talk, because I feel like indie authors are more, you can talk to them, you know, and they'll talk back to you compared to a traditionally put, I'll send you an email to your PR team and they'll get back to you. Or or they'll see you at the for a hot second at a book signing.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that, and the events, and not even my event, just events period.
Right.
You know, all the way around, being able to talk to you guys, because without this platform or Instagram or any of that stuff, I know a lot of times we be like, man, fuck these damn platforms. But without these platforms, we wouldn't get a chance to actually speak to y'all and hear what y'all thoughts are, because it's always good to hear what your mind is on why you wrote something.
Exactly.
So I appreciate that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about nobody else, but I appreciate that shit. That
appreciate that you even have a platform for us in the office. I love it because we just talk books sometimes.
Because y'all deserve it. Like I say it all the time, y'all are the reason I'm still here. Because, and I don't mean that as no sappy ass story, because I ain't no emotional bitch, but that's the truth. I was at my wit's end and I picked up a book. And that book saved me from doing something that was stupid.
Exactly.
So, therefore, this is I owe this to y'all because y'all saved me. So now I want everybody to know about y'all. Type deal. So,
I appreciate it.
No problem, no problem. But ma'am, I want that book.
You keep going back to this book. Next question. I'm just playing.
So January is the day, a month that you're anticipating the second book for this. And what is this going to be, a serious name, or is just
Part 2, girl? Because after this is probably the end of Sadie and Percival. I don't, you know, I'm not a planner. I plan, but I don't plan. I outline, but I don't go by the outline. I am random as hell. So, girl, I might see another cover before then and write a whole nother book. So that's just, and so I want to put this out there because when I wrote the Caston Sisters, because I get asked this question a lot, so I want to put this out there so y'all can hear. When I wrote the Caston Sisters, I had in my head this whole big thing that I was going to do with them, in which they have a set of male witches, which is a part of the High Power Coven. I was supposed to do a whole book on High Power Coven. That coven has dissolved. They don't talk to me. You know, like, I can't control, you know, like, because I literally, like, did you ever come out? I really didn't, because once I got done with that book, I hit my, like, my area where I was done. And so, like, I didn't think nothing else of them. Not saying they may not ever come back. Like I told you, I wrote Tricks Part 2 2 years after I dropped the original book. So, like, at the moment, it'll literally take me to go back and read that book and get that drive, because I had, like, this whole witch thing that I wanted to do. And I had a vampire book before this one that I had mapped out and that I wanted to do. I don't never follow the rules. I literally just write what I'm feeling at the moment. And if I see a cover and a storyline come to me like that, I'm going to write that book right then and there and put everything else to the side. So you might get, y'all might get High Power Coven. I don't know. Y'all done got updates because I done added them to Wiki Whispers. I done added them to a Christmas book. So it's just like, yeah.
I hear all this. I hear all this.
But I am doing my endless possession. That don't worry about that. That's coming.
Okay.
That's coming. That's definitely coming because I like them. I love them, and it's still fresh on my brain. When the first thing that I set to write, besides the project that I got coming out, is going to be this, and so that's
Okay.
coming. Yeah.
Okay. So I'ma hold you to that. I swear I am.
It's coming. I promise you.
You should never said that man had gold fangs in that damn story.
So now I gotta bring. See, now I'm gonna have to bring back the Thug Percy. Y'all
You
like
are. You are. Look, don't have him back in them goddamn tuxedos no more.
Okay, he ain't gonna drive the carriage no more. He gonna get him a regular car.
Got this man looking like fucking Sleepy Hollow and shit. What the fuck?
And that's exactly how I had him. That's exactly how I had him pictured too, bro. Like he.
I'm sitting here like I'm just waiting for his head to disappear. What the fuck? Yo, please let this man come to this century.
He is. He gonna come. He gonna come and stay. But I mean, I had to incorporate his side into it. He been there for a long time.
No, but you got to admit when he came and knocked on that door, and she was stuck. She was stuck. She saw them fangs. She saw that tracksuit. She was like,
"Oh, Percy, okay, Percy." Then when it changed, it came back with another Nike tech suit.
So you cannot put him back in them clothes. Okay. You cannot.
Gosh, we gonna get him some clothes off Shein. No,
this interview is over.
We gonna bring him back. We're gonna bring him back to 2025. Yes.
Oh my God.
We definitely gonna bring him back. I don't even have a visual for him in the regular because my friend that made the visual, I said, give me a 19th century dude with a top hat on. So that's why all my promo ain't got a top hat on, because that's what I had. So yeah, we gonna get some tattoos. We gonna fuck him out.
Please, because you cannot throw him in Thugalicious and then turn him back to motherfucking the Reaper and shit. The fuck?
No. He gonna have a full beard and from the low cut seats with the deep waves.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But I'm gonna look forward for that book. I'm gonna have to be on your page, stalking your ass.
That's definitely coming.
Bet. So I appreciate you for coming on. This will probably be on my YouTube channel and Spotify sometime next week. And I'll tag you in it and give you the link so you can have it. But I appreciate you, and I'm gonna stalk your page now. Every now and again, say, hey, did you want to?
I'll drop a date soon. We'll revisit this conversation after Christmas.
Oh, goddamn.
Girl, I told you I don't work during the holidays. I'm off. All thing I'm doing is edits. So after Christmas, I hit back in, literally like the day after Christmas, I will go back into my work mode because I got some deadlines to meet. And so it's coming. I'll have a date and everything by then, hopefully. Because I gotta do my cover reveal, even though y'all already seen it. But I gotta do my cover reveal, and yeah. Because originally I was gonna do a Valentine's. He was coming Valentine's, but that's gonna have to flip around because of something else I got coming up. So that's coming in February. So yeah, probably late January. And
thank you.
Thank you. Whatever. I don't know what that was.
I just have, all I'm asking for is the Red Reapers and Percival with the gold fangs. Not the Temu, not the Sheen. See my mind. You had my mind
twirling. But you said the Red Weepers and Percival, and they all live in the same town. You never know what might happen.
Hey, I'm living for a crossover. You ain't said shit to me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
See, now I gotta think of something because I like that. Because they all live in the town is small, so they gotta kind of like rent in each other. So.
And I'm sure they heard of that damn mansion.
Yeah, because everybody done heard of that place.
So
yeah,
I'm just saying, a bunch of niggas with gold fangs. Bam.
See, let me get off here because now you got something else just popped in my head, and I'm definitely not gonna say that right now because that's a good idea. What just popped in my head.
All I ask is you put me in the book. That's all I ask. Put me in the book.
Definitely. Like she helped me brainstorm this book. Because I just that idea that just popped in my head. That last one is definitely a go for it. I gotta write that down before I forget that shit.
All right. Well, on that note, we're gonna get out of here. I appreciate you taking your time to speak with me.
No problem.
I hope next year sometime we could talk again.
And hopefully I can. This is it's not my first interview, but it's the first like visual kind of like interview. I'm not a interview person. I like to stay behind the scenes.
I told you it's just like a convo. It is never. My interviews are not really interviews unless you make it an interview. I just be drinking, chilling, and asking questions and shooting shit.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you. Hopefully next year sometime we'll revisit this and I'll be like, girl, that book. So so tell the people where they can find your book again. Find all 49.
All 47.
47.
2 more to release for the end of the year that'll put me at 49. And so all my books are available on Kindle, Amazon, Dazan, whatever y'all want to call it. Just type in my name, Kyeate, Kyeate, and they all shall pop up. And that's it for now. And then I'm hopefully by the beginning of next year I can get y'all a website so I can get my own stuff going.
Yes, please. Appreciate